Winter is back and our friends at Manscaped.com have got a masterclass to get you ready for the new season. Manscaped have just released a Performance Package 4.0, which is a revolutionary product for men's grooming. 4.0. It comes with Ball Reviver. Let's get all of that revived. Ball Toner. You've got to get that toner on your balls. Most of all, the Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is incredible. It comes with a light. You can hear that buzz. Listen to that buzz. Can you hear it? It just goes, slides through that ball hair, or your ass hair, or your body hair. You can see right here. Just look at that. Just look at that cut. Oh, brilliant. It's also got skin safe technology, so you won't have to go to the hospital or somewhere because you've cut your balls. This thing is extraordinary. Also comes with Manscaped boxes. Find the 2 million men worldwide to use Manscaped and use the code Ryan LFC. I repeat, the code Ryan LFC to get 20% off and free shipping worldwide. Again, thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this video, and your balls will definitely thank you.
Yeah, welcome to the new podcast. This is Ryan LFC alongside Man. And indeed, we are so delighted to have you with us. So people, just come on in. This is going to be a great one. A new initiative. It's a great initiative. Wonderful content you can expect in this weekly podcast that we'll be doing. Ryan LFC all the way over there in Canada. And I'm here right now on local soil looking at football as usual, dealing with the Reggae Boyz, the Jamaica national football team at the senior level. So as soon as you come in, people, you know the drill. Don't be a hater, be a liker. Hit the like button and send all those likes up. When we do these videos, we need minimum 200 likes. You understand me? And don't worry about it. We are very wealthy, Ryan and I. If you break your like button, if you smash it and you destroy it, we will send you some money so you can buy it back. So don't stop smashing it. Ryan, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. It's a pleasure for me and you to do a show, the Reggae Boyz podcast. It's very good. It's going to be entertaining. And we just want to have fun in this one, man. It's a pleasure to have you on, man.
People, don't you think Ryan need to do over his intro? I can't be so excited, my friend, and you're sounding like it's so good to do a podcast. Come on, man. Bring in the Ryan spunk in the introduction. Go ahead.
Listen, I am super excited to do this podcast. Is Man. Thank you very much for coming, and we're going to have fun in this one.
All right, wonderful. That is sounding better, people. So welcome to all of you. As you know, we'll be just talking, and we're going to be looking at, the World Cup campaigns thus far for all 8 teams. But in particular, we're going to be looking at the journey of Jamaica's Reggae Boyz. We have a couple of persons who will be joining us to give us things from their perspective. And our hope is that as you look at, we have different vantage points, and sometimes we need other person's view so we can get a clearer picture of what is happening, because perspective is important. The man at the top of the hill sees a different picture than the man at the bottom of the hill. I mean, if you ever go to Brazil and you go where they have the Christ the Redeemer statue, when you look down into the city, right, you can't see clearly. It is full of fog, right? But as you descend and you look, you see how beautiful it looks, because perspective, the man on the ground looking up sees the Christ the Redeemer statue. Christ the Redeemer statue is a lot of fog there. So perspective is important. So we're going to give you some perspective as we go through this whole Reggae Boy campaign. So welcome to all the persons in the comment section. At some point, we'll probably look at a couple of your comments. So just bear with us. We'll be running this show just talking. So Ryan, let me begin with you. I know we're supposed to be having Talawa TV at some point, and we have a couple other persons coming on the back end. What are your thoughts on the campaign so far for Jamaica Reggae Boyz? They have completed 6 fixtures. They have 1 win, right? 2 tie games, and they have lost 3. What are your thoughts?
Well, in my opinion, Mannings, man, I think it's a very slow start in our first three game, and I think this win that just finished, I think we should a little bit more excited. We get 4 points. I know a lot of you guys want five. I want 5 or 6, but we get four, and it's just a stepping stone in the right direction right now for the Reggae Boys. We have to just keep and do the simple thing and make sure that when we come, we play as a unit, we have a togetherness. That's what I want to see from the Reggae Boys. But so far, we have a great chance. We're still in it. We're still in it. We just need to have that mindset. You know what I mean? Upcoming game against El Salvador and United States, it's going to be tough. But for me, I like what I see in the last round, but it could be better. But nevertheless, we're in it with a positive win at Honduras. So for me, it's not a bad start, but we still have hopes. That's all I have to say. Hope. I hope Coach Karumi don't say I'm going to send me up a hope road.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome, Coach Karumi. You have Jay Mattison. Thanks for coming. Jersey Boy. Much blessings for joining the stream. Loud Music Entertainment. Fresh God. And Shatter has just punched in the first super chat. And that's $2. Shatter, by the end of this video, you should probably do, yeah, man, $1,002 super chats. You know, just keep dropping them, my friend. All right. But, Ryan, but should we be disappointed in terms of the results when you look at the history of Jamaica's Reggae Boys generally against the teams? Um, should we really be disappointed? For example, our first game was against Mexico in the Azteca. All right. Generally, the Reggae Boys lose in Mexico. That has been the pattern for several years. No matter what team, no matter how good the conditions are, the most we I don't think we have ever gotten a point in World Cup qualifying in Mexico. So why were we so disappointed that we lost to Mexico? Isn't that like a norm? And we shouldn't have been so disappointed because that is the expectation. Mexico rarely give up points in the Azteca.
Well, I think it's how we lose it. Many people say we're not going to have a chance. Me myself will probably pick up a draw or something, but not lose the game. But try to keep down the goal scoring against a Mexican team. But I'll be honest with you, I think all the game has finished. I think we start well, we defense them very well in pocket of the space. And I think that late goal kind of break. You know, when a team score and you late, and when you as the opponent score on a late goal and a team over the moon. And I think we were so close, so close to get the points at the Azteca. And just unfortunate we lose that game, man. And I think that's what Reggae Boys fans, oh, we lose it. You understand? It's all we lose it. I think a lot of people upset with it.
Yeah, because my thought was this, and you're so right, Ryan. I believe that if we had gotten 3-love, most of us would have said, well, this is expected. But the fact that we got so close and then we gave up the point. So I don't think that was the major disappointment when you look at the whole thing. And we can look at, when you look at the games at Mexico, Mexico has won all the games at home. So it is not that it's Jamaica. The truth is that Mexico probably will win all of their home games or at least get a draw. But I don't expect Mexico to lose. I think Mexico and Canada are the only two undefeated teams so far in this octagonal stage. And so the kind of disappointment that we had, I found it to be, kind of strange. Like I said, given our history, we're coming from a place of getting 6-1 and 6-love and 10 and 7 and 8 and 9 to 2s and 1s. So at the end of the day, I think looking back, if we should qualify, we probably look back at this Mexico game and say, you know what, it wasn't a bad result after all. All right. But the second game, Ryan, I think is where a lot of people have problems.
Yeah, the second game, who playing on the second game?
We came home and we played Panama.
Panama.
That is a game that I think upset a whole lot of people more so than the Mexico game. What are your thoughts on that? Do you share the same sentiment?
No, the Panama game, we were expecting a lot of good things because most of the UK based player staying in Jamaica preparing for that game, and especially the Panama team play a couple days before that, and I have to feel it should kind of kill us in that game because leading up to that game, we should tap a bit more, mix the local base player with the English base player. Should the full 8 UK based player start, and it really start off the field, off the field issue. I think that's where it start from. Still, Mannings man, off the field issue, and lose that game where that player were cussing other player inside of the national stadium, and it wasn't a good look. But on the pitch, I must say, man, we play very poorly. We don't play with no energy. We don't play with no life. We don't look like we want to win. Everything were going bad for us in that game, and it's just one of these games where we lost to a Panama team. And listen, Panama have great result at the office. You understand? Long time now, Panama haven't lost at the office. So it was a good performance by the Panama team. I think we should give the Panama team a lot of credit. They didn't allow the Jamaican team to perform and to play to their strength. And they nullify us. They press us. They score 3 goals. And they were the better team on the day. And it's just off the field issue kill us.
Yeah.
Team unite in that one.
Yes, and let me just correct something because Mexico did give up because the Canada game against Mexico was actually played in Mexico, and that was a 1-1 tie.
Yeah.
But the Honduras game, they defeated Honduras by 3-0, and they defeated us. So, like I said, the Panama game, I think, was the disappointment. And I think part of that disappointment is exactly what you said. As fans, all of us had this expectation that if a Mikel Antonio plays, and because the truth is that all of us,
True.
well, let me say this, most of us would have been upset if Mikel Antonio didn't start, if Liam Moore didn't start, if Ethan Pinnock didn't start, if Ravel Morris didn't start, if Kemar Roof didn't start. When you look, Bobby Reed, Daniel Johnson didn't start. So we had this expectation like this was supposed to be the starting 11 because these guys should get the job done. All right. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people were definitely upset, man. Mannings, man. A lot of people upset, and all of us, and most fans want to see the English-based player. Me myself, listen, the best team, and I were correcting a lot of people. Listen, don't be ungrateful. Be grateful. The Jamaican player go to Mexico, and it's like the Jamaican fans were just looking past that Mexico game. Oh, we don't care what happened against Mexico. We were focused more on the Panama game. Right, Mannings, man?
That is true. It's almost like we're saying, whatever happened in Mexico happened. Wait until Panama comes to Jamaica. So we had almost written off the Mexico game because we had this high expectation of these players. No, it didn't work. And our egos were so deflated, our enthusiasm. And then it became about the coach. We were so off and terrible that we just like everything just went like down, Ryan, after that game. And then we hear of all the issues in the team. But again, like, would it have been better in retrospect? Would it have been better if we played some of those what we call local based players in the team, just to kind of slowly mold or to integrate the newer players, as we have done with Kemar Roof. As Kemar Roof has had more games with more of the core players, he is looking better. And that should have been the approach we took with a Mikel Antonio as a new player. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Whitmore, I must say I have to give him credit. Whitmore didn't want to see all the English based player start. He didn't want that, and I think they forced him to do that. I think they forced him to do that. I don't know who, but people forced Taylor Whitmore to do that. So I think Whitmore in that game against Panama, me learned something from that. We cannot have 8 UK-based players starting. I don't think it is a good look. I think we need that bite. You know, the local player brings something different. The English-based player brings something different. So if we can get it like that mixture, like 5
Yeah.
Jamaican player and 6 UK-based players start in the starting lineup, I wouldn't want to see 8 of them. It will just not give you that hunger. It's just that's what it is, bro. You have to have that balance, in my opinion, to get that bite out of all of the player them.
Yeah. And Ryan, one of the things I want to speak to is, and you said it, like the best team. But do the best players, Ryan, always make the best team? What do I mean by that? Let's look at club football as we try to understand the Reggae Boyz, the context of the Reggae Boyz. Liverpool probably could have gone and got Brian Lewandowski or Haaland, or could have brought back Coutinho or Mbappe. But not because a player is the best player mean that they will make the best team. I want you to follow me. It don't mean that if
That's true.
Mbappe comes to Liverpool, it may change the dynamics of the team. And so I think sometimes instead of looking for who the best players are, we need to look at who the best fit is. Because your best player may not fit with certain other players. Like Mikel Antonio may not fit with a Kemar Roof and a Daniel Johnson. He seemed to function better when he have fast wingers who are squaring the ball to him.
That's
Right? Yeah.
true. Mikel Antonio is a player that he needs service. He needs service down the middle. He needs service on the flank. What West Ham has done that Mikel Antonio has been successful is scoring the ball inside the box, and he becomes a striker now, man's man, where a couple years ago you were playing winger. Now him convert to a striker, 18-yard back striker, where he stay inside the box and put the ball in the back of the net. And we need to make sure that when Mikel Antonio playing for us, either we're going to have Leon Bailey on one side or Blade Tergat, are going to have Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe don't square ball inside the box. Junior Flemings is a player where square the ball inside the box. We need wingers where going to square the ball to give Mikel Antonio the best opportunity to score a goal.
Yeah,
So we
man.
have to play to his strength. We have to play
Twist,
to
exactly.
Nichols' strength. Our striker, we have to play to all of them strength.
Yeah. Yeah. People, listen, you're in. Please hit the like button. All Sports Jamaica. Thanks for coming on. I mean, I love the comment you're making about the Panama and the Honduras team. Tennessee, thanks for that super chat as well. Um, yeah, I know All Sports Jamaica saying eventually chemistry will build, and that is absolutely true. Also, big up Sports Frenzy, Nicholas Samuels. We're not going to touch any Salah thing today. Yes, Jairus, blessings as well. All right, but Ryan, like one of the things that I believe is we need to look at the quality, because sometimes you look at it, we are so focused on the players that we have in our team that we don't realize, because we don't know some of the names, we don't realize the quality of the other players. Big up Fresh God as well, the quality of the other players in the team. I don't think we have really checked out the quality of the Panamanian team and the Panamanian coach. So we just assume that because we have Mikel Antonio, because we have these players, we're going to beat Panama. And that's a false assumption. If you really study your teams, you look at them, you will realize that these guys have as much quality players as Jamaica. If you're talking about low quality teams, you have to speak about Honduras and El Salvador, because even Costa Rica have quality players. So when you match up these teams, you realize that we are not so far apart, which means administratively we need to do good. Because if the talent level is close, then your administration and your coaching will help to elevate your team to a higher level.
Yeah, and when you look at this Panama team, not much of them play outside of Panama. This is where the league is good, up to speed where they can stay in their country and still make good money. I think one of the things that we need to look at in Jamaica, we need to start to pay player salary where you don't have to do any 90 or 95 or do you're working. It football have to be your number one stuff where you're just working football. In Panama, the player them do have a 95, only football. In El Salvador, all of these league, most of them player that play in their country, so they have more opportunity and more time to play.
All right, so that's the Panama game. So we looked at the Mexico performance, the Panama performance. The third game was against Costa Rica. In this Costa Rica game, oh, look who is here. I don't know. I can't speak anymore, people. I'm in shock and awe. The angel has arrived amongst the saints. How you doing? How you doing, Crystal?
Oh God, I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, except that I don't like the fact that the Arsenal jersey is not at the center of your picture.
I'm in the process of like sorting out so much at the moment. So like it's an odd arrangement. But it was because I was literally in a rush. So yeah, if you can see, there's at least 3 Arsenal jerseys
I see.
up there.
I see that. Yes, I see the yellow one.
Yeah, 4 actually, but you can't even tell. Yeah, there's 4 up there, 2 yellows and 2 red. The one that's next to the banana kit with the blue. So this is the one that this one is signed by Charlie George. Remember when we won the league at Anfield?
And yes.
Yeah, this one is signed by
Awesome.
Charlie George. So yeah.
So Crystal, we have been looking at, well, welcome to the show, people. Put your hands together and let's welcome Crystal from Talawa TV. I mean, in the comment section, let us see some hand claps going up as she joins the podcast right now. There you go. All right, but Crystal, we have been just looking at, the octagonal stage and the game so far and assessing the Jamaica's performance. And we have looked at the Mexico game, we have looked at the Panama game, and we are at the Costa Rica game. Now, what is your assessment of the overall performance of the Reggae Boyz? 5 points from 6 games, got a draw in Costa Rica. Just give us your thoughts on that and of the campaign thus far.
First of all, thank you for the invite. It's great to see yourself and Ryan linking up for what I think will be the birth of a special collaboration, and I hope and pray that you guys have incredible success along your journey, because you both deserve that. So best of luck on your collaborative journey. That's actually quite a broaden question, because there's just so many different ways of looking at it. Long story short, obviously results wise is pretty poor. But I think if we're being realistic and we look at things in hindsight, so I think you probably remember the first time that we came in contact was maybe in the, what month were we in? October, the September fixtures, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And I was saying to you, well, if you look at the preparation leading up to the game, maybe it will be best for us to balance our expectations realistically, because we know just how much preparation is key to all forms of success, whether that's in your normal 9 to 5 or whether that's on the field of play. I think when we kicked off our World Cup journey, we weren't as prepared as we should have been. The facts was definitely there. For example, when you go back and look at the Mexico game, where we're hearing that we've just touched down, the guys being the the press officer and Tapper come through, do their press conference, and then they're announcing that they're just about to take their first training session for the guys who would then obviously be part of the starting 11 and the substitutes against our fierce rivals, Mexico. And that kind of puts you in a bit of a panic mode as a fan. You're thinking, how is it that we're going into our World Cup qualifiers and on the eve of such a historic fixture, win, lose, draw, it is still historic because of the history between both teams. You're thinking, how on earth is it that we're only just getting in
Yeah.
one
Training
solid
session.
training session? And when you look at that Mexico team, they had a handful of training sessions. When you look back now in hindsight against the October string of fixtures, it's slightly different. You can give them credit for arriving in the respected countries in advance, nailing down all important training sessions. And yes, the results haven't been great. Lost against the United States, drew against Canada when many said that we would be getting a hammering. Obviously, we came out of that came out of that game sharing the points. Many can argue that we should have won that. Personally, I do think we should have won that because the game was there for the taking. And then we ended it all up with our three crucial points against Honduras. And that match, when you look at it results wise, the results doesn't speak for itself, because I would argue that it should have been at least 5-0 to us on the final score sheet. But maybe that's just me digging up the boys in black, green, and gold. But I think in hindsight, like I said, results wise, it's not great. It's nothing to jump for joy about. But if we're being honest with ourselves and we look back at our preparation leading into those games, I think you can argue that one probably set us up for failure as opposed to setting us up for success. So that's my thoughts on it so far.
Yeah, and that's so solid. What you have just said, just comprehensively covered the whole thing. And and so that is, so we are at this Costa Rica game, and when,
Uh-huh.
based on what you have said, I mean, what we saw in the Costa Rica game, and remember, this is coming on the back of being defeated 3-0 by Panama. You go to Costa Rica, but you had time to prepare the team. You got there
Mm-hmm.
early, you had your training session, the head coach was with the team, and you
Mm-hmm.
saw a result. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Now, one of the challenges that we faced is every time Jamaica has gotten a point thus far, the the fan base has still been very critical. For example, you hear that the first point we got was against Costa Rica. Oh, they're the oldest team. That's the only reason why we got the point. Don't you see how Costa Rica are old and they gave us so much space to play? If right, that's why we got point. All right. All right. Then we got points against Canada. Oh, it's because the pitch was so bad. Because if the pitch was good, then there is no way we could have gotten any point from Canada. All right. Then we go and we beat Honduras. Oh, but you don't realize Honduras is the worst team, and that is the reason why. So what does a team need to do for the fan base to be convinced that they are a good team?
Beat El Salvador, beat El Salvador, and beat United States. I think the fan base will quiet me myself. I would be one of the most positive man in the world if we can get 6 points in our upcoming games. That's, I think, how Tapa can win over the fans and the team can win over the fans is to start to win more football game consistently and play well.
Right. What do you think? What do you think, Crystal? Because at the end of the day, you can only measure the team based on who they have played.
There you go. You can only beat what's in front of you. Obviously, you can understand their frustration because they will definitely argue that with the players at our dispense, we should be performing better and getting more applaudable results. So you can't disagree with them in that sense. But just like you said, we can only beat what's in front of us. Obviously, when you look back at the other games, we lost it. Maybe we shot ourselves in the foot on a number of occasions. So far, I think if we look back at a few of those games, it's more been us that's beating ourselves, that's defeated ourselves, as opposed to the opponent just coming there and giving us an absolute hammering. So I guess that's one slight positive of looking at the game. But I think, just touching on what Ryan said, it's about consistency. That's the only way you're going to be getting a team, as in the 12th man, unified. You're always going to get a divide if it's up in the air. 1 minute you're winning, next minute you're losing, next minute you're drawing. It's all about getting a um respected consistency going, and hopefully when we look back in March, this game against Honduras would be the turning point, a decisive moment in us qualifying for the World Cup. But like I said, it's just at this point, it's just about building on fantastic consistency.
All right. So because the big question is, if we beat El Salvador at home, away, right? That would be because the truth is we have managed more points away than at home. That's number one, because we have a win away and a drawn game away. And I want us to check the other nations to see how many points they have gotten on the road. So if we go to El Salvador and get 3 points again, that would be 7 points away from home. Do you think that a win against El Salvador would convince the fans, or they would still need to see more?
They want to see more. I mean, no disrespect to El Salvador, but it will be the same. When you look at that team, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it might be Honduras, El Salvador, and us, right? So I think they're always going to measure that and say that, look, it's just El Salvador. No disrespect to El Salvador. But like I said, with the players that are at Jamaica's dispense, they're going to want to be beating the big boys like the Mexico, the Canada, and the who else is there as well? Mexico, Canada, and USA. Though that is when you'll get them on their side, on one side, in terms of everyone pushing in the same direction or pulling in the same direction. So no disrespect to El Salvador. I think if we go there and get a strong win against them, you're always going to have possibly the minority saying, well, it's only El Salvador, there's no need to jump for joy. But a win is a win at the end of the day. But there are promising signs there, and there's a few players that I'm definitely happy for, especially with the last 2 games. So one at home, back at the office, and also with how we ended our match against Honduras.
Okay, what about you, Ryan? What you think? I mean, what would convince you that this team is still able to get to the World Cup? Would a win against El Salvador suffice, or you need way more than that?
I'll be honest with you, my brother. I think if we win at El Salvador, it won't surprise me. I'm going to tell you why. I think Jamaica play much better away from home because of how Coach Taylor Whitmore set up the team. I really worried about Jamaica playing in Kingston, Jamaica. Not because they don't have any fans, because Coach Whitmore won't take risks to go forward. Look at that Canada game where they were there for the taking, but yet still we didn't try make effort to go forward more. Try to make that risk in the last 10 to 15 minutes to give us a chance to even nick it to win a 1-0. I think Jamaica will get more points away from home more than they play in Kingston, Jamaica. I think we better playing away from home. It suited us because we go in the counter-attacking football how we play. So we stay behind the ball and try to catch a team away from home.
Well, if that is the case, if we're depending on away points, we're not going to qualify because we only have El Salvador, Panama, and Canada away. All the other games are at home. And that's why I want to look at the El Salvador game, because if we can get three more points from El Salvador, it now sets us in a place that we can go for the win against the United States. With that game is incidentally, it's going to be played on the date celebrating our qualification to the 1998 World Cup. All right, that's a date. That's a very historic date. And I think if we can galvanize the nation and build something around the team for that game and can get something out of it against the USA, because the truth is, I believe that the USA team is going to be stronger in that game than when we played them at first, barring injuries, because they're gonna have like the Claudio Reyna coming back, Reyna coming back. They're also gonna have Christian Pulisic, I suspect by that time. Josh Sargent, who was out. So they are going to be a stronger team, and they have played some games together, right? So I think that's a tougher game. But if we can beat El Salvador in El Salvador, I think it sets the stage for us to even get a tie at home against America and still be in the reckoning. Like the next window is only 2 games. That's 6 points. And if we get 4, I think that would be good. If we get 6, that is great. But I could walk away with 6 points and be happy. Do you agree or disagree, Crystal?
Definitely agree with you on the 6 points. I mean, who wouldn't? I just want points at the end of the day, and I'm not talking about drawing neither. Don't want the draws. Obviously, I don't want the losses. But now I'm feeling greedy. I just want 3 points every game, and it's doable. It's
Yeah.
doable. We have the players to make that happen. Um, but everybody has to be pulling in the same direction. You can't have federation pulling in one direction, management, coaching staff pulling in one direction, and the players pulling in another direction, and the 12th man pulling in another direction. It's just all messy. We need to be unified as one. I spoke to a reggae boy not too long ago, and we were talking about the importance of the 12th man. And it's like he said, it's like when you're playing a game of FIFA and you can hear the fans cheering you on, like that does something to you. And in real life as well, when you hear the fans getting behind you, that does something for you. You saw how games look very like leaky in the early stage of the pandemic, right? When we came back and we were watching Premier League games, and we were like, this isn't the same, because the atmosphere that the fans build up and create around the stadiums, that wasn't there. And then you saw the huge difference that it made when the fans were allowed to once again return to attending games. So and it's not a case of saying, yes, fans aren't allowed in the national stadium at present, but it's all about your presence on social media as well. Because some social media, to an extent, is almost a, what do you want to call it? It's almost a reflection of the real world. So yes, we might not be able to get to the stadium, but definitely we can play our part and be the best 12th man on social media, and let our voices be heard in a positive way, and see what that does for the players in terms of fueling and boosting their confidence.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan. What say you?
Virgin
Thanks,
with
Crystal.
6 points, bro. As what Crystal says, she greedy. Greedy. That's what
Mhm.
we should expect. In my opinion, I don't think the United States travel well away from home. Just because they are a very young team, they don't have that experience, but it will come eventually for the United States team. This Jamaican team, we have so many quality players, we have so many experience in this team play on the biggest stage. We should beat United States at home. Mannings man, a point at home is not good enough. We need to start to pick up 3 points at home, and that's what really worried me about this Reggae Boys team. Winning games in Kingston, Jamaica. I don't worry about when the Reggae Boys travel on the road, because I think how they play, it's suited for them to play away from home. So nothing less than 3 points. We should beat El Salvador to push back El Salvador down further down in the table. And that United States game is going to be massive anniversary for the 98th. So a lot of sting going to ride on that, and we need to beat the United States. Nothing less than 3 points to really start. 6 points to start our campaign. The campaign really starting come November, because that El Salvador game is going to be one of our crucial games.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you how why I think the home fans are so important. If you look at the Premier League this season, last season, Manchester United, for example, had a tremendous away record, and I think a lot of that was influenced by the lack of home
Fans.
fans in some of the stadiums. You can see this year that the things are a little different. Like Arsenal are playing better at home than they're playing away because of the home fans. It makes a difference. And I think that is something that needs to be addressed when it comes to the Reggae Boys. I know that our fans we are not the best fans though. I must be honest. Um, We are not the best fans. We stop shouting and stop screaming and stop making noise when the team doesn't look good. In other words, one of the things that we could also look at is could the very fans be a detraction to a good performance? You're playing against the USA, the team is not looking cohesive, and then people start screaming for Topper out and take off Low and take off Fisher and all of that. And could these things affect the players? Because we're not the best fans. We sometimes listen. The game probably should play in El Salvador. Sorry, not El Salvador, Honduras, because they were shouting and screaming for Jamaica. Maybe we should ask them if we can play in their stadium. But and Crystal said it, the fans are important. But I think in Jamaica, I think we need to learn how to be fans of our team. Like our stadium is silent. We don't cheer for our team. We watch the game. Right? In when you look at the EPL, for example, there are chants and shouts and stuff that people have right throughout the game in the stadium. Most occasions, except when there's a corner or a free kick and you hear the Jamaican saying, goal, 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 goal. That's really our kind of shouting. In my opinion, we are not very vocal in terms of spurring the
Is
team
it is
on.
it you're talking about 20 years ago, Mannings man? New fans, new generation.
Okay. Oh, you're saying new fans, a new generation of fans. Well,
When
I
when I
look
went last game, I went to the national stadium when Jamaica play Panama, where we score and the place were rocking.
when we score. That is the point I'm making.
No man, like that game, like nights were right through the stadium. 20, I think at 2014 World Cup qualify when we get a pints at Mexico. I
Listen,
think the place were rocking,
no, what I'm
and I think Mannings man, the reason why we are not like that because our team not putting the team on the back foot more often in the national stadium to get that pump. Because remember, the fans, the team, the people feed off the team.
no, I think the other way around, I think the team feed off the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So that is why you have certain clubs, and let's look at club football. Like when and one of the things that people I've heard Arsenal players say, Arsenal fans can be the worst, right? And they will tell you about the Leeds fans. They will tell you about the Liverpool fans. They will tell you about what happens at Anfield. That at Anfield they will tell you they make noise non-stop, no matter what is happening. They will tell you that the Anfield fans never boo their players. They'll tell you that the Anfield fans are always singing, "We never walk alone." If the team is down 5 and it's 5 minutes to go, they will tell you that the Anfield fans will not walk out of the stadium regardless of the score. I'm saying that we need to build up a fan base like that to further, help and bolster our performance. I see George Dane saying that the other team stadiums have cheerleaders and boosters leading the chants. That's what I'm talking about.
Well,
We
I mean, sorry to interject. We don't need that. We absolutely. I respect the comment that you just read through, but we don't
yes,
need that. We're Jamaica. When there's a reason why we're loved across the globe, and there's a reason why people try to rip off our culture. It's because of who we are. It's because of our vibes. So we don't need to add nothing to it. The ingredient, the formula is perfect as it is. It's just about us actually going out there and being embracing the football culture and fully supporting our team, whether that be the boys or the girls, because that's what we're known for. We're known for having good vibes. Nobody can teach us that. That's just
yeah,
who we are as people. That's why people love us across the globe.
yeah. Listen, I was watching an Ajax video, right, Ryan? And Kimani Mali was in the Ajax Stadium in Amsterdam singing One Love. And let me tell you this, the entire the stadium was packed and everybody was singing one
There you
love.
go. Our culture.
You know what happened? You know what happens, bro? When a team hears that and sees that, I think we, Jamaica, will need that going ahead in this
Exactly.
campaign. And this is regardless. I don't like the fact that when the team is playing bad, they can't depend on the fans. That's the problem I
Exactly.
have with football in Jamaica. When your team is bad, is when you need the fans the most. The team don't need you when they're leading 2-3 and scoring a lot of goals. The team needs the fans when things are going against them. But when things are going against our team, we turn against them. We don't encourage them. We don't sing.
Boo them.
We boo them. You know, we don't hear the music. Listen, when I'm at the National Stadium, the music only gets pumping when we score.
But you know, one of the thing to Manning's man, you're right, you know, because I remember when Jurgen Klopp just take over at Liverpool, and the football wasn't up there, and like Liverpool under 2-0 and the people them walk out like 10 minutes leave, and where Klopp was he just upset. He said, why you guys leaving?
Yeah.
Need you guys. Why you like? And from that day, 4 or 5 years ago, Klopp sit down in our press conference and say, you guys should never leave the stadium until the match done. It no matter the score. We need you know. I think we're playing West Brom. I'm telling you, bro, from that the Liverpool fans them stay, they cheer on and stuff. That's what we need. But I'm saying probably young generation, cause when I look at it, most of the young youth them are support. When I check my analysts, it's most young youth I watch a video them. You understand? So I'm saying you never know if fans can be back and a more young youth go
Hey.
and make up these nice.
No, I am telling you, especially the younger generation of fans, I find that, I mean, they watch a lot of football. Listen, let me give you a good example. You can know how these fans are, right? A lot of them were Barcelona fans and Real Madrid fans. Messi moves, Ronaldo moves, and they changed. A lot of the fans nowadays going to the game, if the team is not doing well, they are not going to be screaming and making noise. And we have to develop that culture, because I believe when you look at Mexico, I mean, that's what they do. In Mexico, the Mexican wave started when Mexico was losing in the World Cup. That's where it was originated. And it started with the people getting up when Mexico was down and they came back. The next time we do the podcast, I'm going to tell you the game that they were playing and who. But they were down in the game and all the people started going around. And that was how this whole thing started in a World Cup. And it was called the Mexican Wave. It pumped up the people, the team so much that the team came back from a place of defeat to win the game. And I'm saying that given how the campaign is right now, we're going to need that kind of a fan base in the stadium to get the team going, right? I see when America playing, when America playing Jamaica, these guys have drums and bands and all these things. I mean, all kind of things. I used to love watching this team called Portland Timbers, right? They have a fan who always had this chainsaw.
Yeah, cutting the tree.
just cutting tree, and that is regardless of how the team is performing. But Crystal, what say you about this fan thing?
Sorry, repeat that last bit for me again, Mannings, please.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let me just state this, because a person are asking questions. So Ryan, let me just jump to one of them and then throw it at Crystal. Though it says Mannings man, the question says, is there any connection between the team and the fans? Okay. Is there any connection between the teams and the fans, Ryan? And then we'll get to Crystal.
Bro, as I said, Jamaican people, they are different across the world. Our fans is different. We need to start win game for the team. Nobody want to support losing team, bro. You understand? For us as people, we have to start win football game. Even if you're not winning football game, but you make sure that you're playing a style of football where a 90 minute, you watch a 90 more minute, although your team lose. You understand? I think we need to start win football game, and I think the fans will get behind this team 100%. It's very difficult for people to shout out when you are lose mannings, man.
So when are you going? Listen, when? All right, Ryan. The point I am making, I know it's difficult, but that's when I don't need you when I'm on top of my game. I need your support. We are supporters. Let's remove the fun things. We are supporters. When do I need your support? Is it when I'm doing well or when I'm down and need encouragement?
When you're down,
So that is the point I'm making. It is now when we are down a goal and the team not looking good, we need to clap and shout and say, come on, and say, rise to the occasion. That is when the song needs to play and say, whatever secular song, I don't even know. But the point that people are making, I know some person are saying is this, that is there's no connection, and this may be the issue. There's no connection between the players and the fans, and that is true because of the whole pandemic. So the players have not been able to go across Jamaica, connect with them. I think the last time that persons were able to get close to the players was the game at Catherine Hall. I think that was the last home game that Jamaica played where fans were able to even have close interaction with the player. After that, it was the whole pandemic and all these games away. So I can understand that. All right. But the truth is that, listen, whether when Brazil plays, right, and if you're a Brazilian in Jamaica, right, though you may not have any connection with those Brazilian players, there's an attitude that they have in terms of support, that connection or not, this is my country. So my whole push is this. Listen, it is not about the players per se. The marketing needs to be better. All of those things are off. The team has been failing, but we want the team to go to the World Cup. So what we need to do is to say, we can't give them money. We can't go on the field and play. What can we give? Here's what we can give. Good support. Until the fat ladies sing, let us give them as much love as possible. Right? Yeah, I know we can't play the sound when the ball game because of the whistle, but let's find out a way. Let's one club have one of the Bob Marley song. Let's find the next one and sing Buffalo Soldier or something, and let that be the theme song. Like we don't have America has a song that they sing. El Salvador has one. Mexico has one. Jamaica don't have no song.
yeah, and we have so much great artists, bro.
Tell me a song that we can sing together as fans in the stadium.
Yeah, as you say, the marketing and the team is like they are in Brazil and we are here. No communication with the fans and all of these things. We have fan camp in Toronto. I have meeting when fans supposed to meet up. I go to the pub in Toronto and stuff. And then if we have to meet up worldwide, we go on the internet and we have a discussion. We don't have that in Jamaica.
What say you, Crystal? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
I believe, bro. We need the fans him to be more closer to the team.
What say you, Crystal?
Yes, an interesting take there when you was talking about how to basically create a vibe inside the stadium. I think based off experience, one example that came to mind while she was talking was, I believe last year I was at the Emirates Stadium. Funny enough, it was actually Arsenal versus Ryan's boys, so Liverpool. Remember when they went 1-0 up, Sadio Mane?
Yeah.
You remember? And then Lacazette and Reece Nelson made it 2-1 just before halftime.
Yep.
Do you remember what theme tune Arsenal came back out to? You remember? Do you watch WWE? So they came out to basically Triple H's theme song, Time to Play the Game. And that just sent, because it was unexpected. We're all looking in the press box. We're like, what's going on here? The fans are like excited and pumped up. And I'm guessing the players were pumped up as well based off their performance from that match. And that's just an example of you just changing the vibes within the stadium. Obviously, that was the club DJ that selected that song, but it definitely changed the vibe going into the second 45. So maybe that's something that we can look at. It don't seem like they have a match day DJ, so maybe they should invest in a match day DJ to because we have songs, you know, like any other nation, we're right up there to place. It doesn't necessarily has to be a selected theme song for us. Like Ryan said, our music catalog it runs deep. So as long as the music is child friendly and it is the radio version, no one can touch us. You just play your music, get the DJ to play his music, and get the fans in a good mood, and you know, vibing, and see where that can take us. Take care of your fans and they'll take care of you.
You know, one of the things where fans can get close to the player them, you know what, a 10-minute interview with a one-on-one player sit down, that make a big difference. I tell people all the time, I don't like Joel Matip for Liverpool because he injury prone. I don't like him. But bro, I watched the man interview for 12 minutes. I'm going to say, how can I don't like this guy? How can I don't love this guy? You understand? When we look at the English page, we see they having interview with the player. This is how your fans fall in love with certain player, because we can go on the Liverpool website and see an interview with Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah. Same thing when I look at the US men's national team Instagram, or look at the YouTube page, you can see they have an interview with the coach. Or we need the players them to come more close to the fans. And I think the best way to do that, we need to do more interview with player. We need to sit down one-on-one with more player that people can buy into it.
Yeah.
This Crystal, I saw you.
Yeah, so Crystal will have to run, you know, she's on a different time zone. It's heading into early Sunday morning. So we're gonna release her, you know, to go. But we want to thank her for coming on, for making the sacrifice. Sent her some messages because she's supposed to do something with me tomorrow.
I know, Manlins, I'm gonna make it up to you, I promise. Like, today has been one of my busiest days in a very long time.
It's supposed to be for tomorrow, you know, so I don't know. But
is it for tomorrow?
Yeah,
I thought you said it was for today.
No, you need to check your Instagram tomorrow.
What time tomorrow? Because I'm supposed to be doing a game tomorrow, so that's the reason why I'm just like I'm all over the place.
1 or 2 o'clock my time, which is 8 yours. 8.
That's the thing. I might not be home at that time, but I'm gonna keep you posted. Anyways, if it is a long watch along, because your watch along do carry a couple of hours. So if it's a long one, then I can always just stop by and just see how the conversation's going. But yeah, I'm gonna be on the road again tomorrow, so yeah, that's
before you leave. Someone answer to that before you leave.
That's an interesting question, because who creates the divide, the alleged divide amongst these players? I'm guessing he's talking about the UK-based players and the locally based. I don't even like this description because it just sounds so messy, but I get where he's coming from. But yeah, Patrick, who creates that divide? Are you alluding that it's Tapper himself that's creating the divide, or who is it? Because some can argue and say that the fan base creates the divide as well, based off how we separate the two. So some fans, I'm not saying anyone on the panel, but some fans will say, you know, the English players, for example, they don't really class them as one. Like I've said to you before, once you put on that black, green and gold jersey, you are out of many one people. We should be unified as one. So that's a difficult question to answer, because I'm not really sure who you're saying is creating the divide. But over here, I can say that people that I have interacted with, whether they're born in this country or not, once they have that Jamaican heritage and they love their football, they back Jamaica like no other. Funny enough, I've met one or two that actually supports Jamaica more than they support England, even if they were born in this country. So that's a loaded question. I'm not really sure what answer you were searching for, but maybe you could guide me on that and kind of tell me who you're referring to, because I don't really know who you're referring to.
I see Brown Man Security. All right, Crystal, listen, we're gonna release you to go.
Okay.
You understand me? So you have a good morning, and Monday is the big day, the biggest game of the Premier League weekend.
Monday night football.
Monday
Come
night
on.
football. Only big sides play on Mondays. You know what I'm saying? So,
I look aside them play today and tomorrow.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
get my names.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Ryan, big up with your win today, by the way. Mane, Salah's goal.
Best
Oh
player
my
in the world, man.
God.
Best
Sorry,
brilliant.
Mane, but I had to go off topic. I mean, the real
Brilliant goal.
Egyptian
Brilliant
king.
goal. I think that's the best goal of the season.
Jesus, I saw the goal and I was just like, oh my God, just like a magician. Superb goal. Love it. So yeah, big up to the Liverpool fans. Know you guys definitely are enjoying your weekend. So have a blessed Sunday, everyone. And I'm sure the guys will invite me back on their podcast soon.
Yeah, man. Wonderful. All right. Thank you, Crystal. Enjoy the rest of it.
Thanks.
Thank you guys. Take care.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Bye
I see-
bye.
Yeah, man. All right. And we have someone new joining us, people, who is going to give us perspective from a Canadian, vantage point. But I see Brown Man Security saying that if we don't go to the World Cup, he's going to eat his shirt. But you don't put a full stop at the end of that. You need to put a full stop at the end of it, because you could say your shirt full of rice, because there's no full stop. So I want you to put a full stop there, so I know that the sentence has ended. And if you don't qualify, you'll actually eat your shirt. All right, so we can hold you accountable to that. So, Ryan, why don't you welcome our new guest, and then we'll ask him some questions from his vantage point about Canada.
Welcome, my brother, man. Thank you for coming on the Reggae Boyz podcast. We really appreciate it and stuff. So, I know you could do something different, but we appreciate you taking the time out to come and talk to us about this Canadian team. They look like they're going to the World Cup.
Hey Ryan, it's great to be on. Thanks for inviting me on. For Canada, this is I'm shocked, honestly, at the Panama game in particular, at how incredible things are going for Canada right now. Like, coming into the octagonal, best case scenario in my head, this is better. It's the vibes are just fantastic. We are just so excited right now. All the Canada fans, there's an excitement behind this team that I've never seen in my life, and just an excitement that I think it's been since probably 1986 when we were last in the World Cup, that Canada has been this excited about the men's national team.
Yeah. All right, so let me ask you a quick question. Let's get to the Jamaican game first, right? What did the Canadians say about Canada versus Jamaica?
The Canada versus Jamaica game, I think, from the Canada point of view, that was our worst game of of this round. We drew Mexico, we beat Panama, then go into Jamaica, and it's a 0-0 draw. It was a boring game, honestly, overall to watch. Nothing really too exciting. Not that many big chances for Canada either. The team just overall, like, the offensive finishing level that they have, they just didn't have in that match. Canada overall, the Canadian fans overall, I think were, for the most part, disappointed with what happened against Jamaica. We were hoping to get a win. I guess a few of the older fans who had been around for our past Concacaf qualifying experiences and past final round of Concacaf experiences were, fine with a draw on the road. But I think with the hype built around this Canada team, a draw on the road to Jamaica in that match was seen as not good enough.
Okay. All right, so they believe that they could have won the game. All right, people, if you don't know, this is Toronto Sports Guy. Right here, he has his own channel, so you can check him out and see what he's going on over there. You get everything, Canadian soccer and Toronto FC. in the MLS. Man, do you do anything on the league going on in the Canadian Premier League? 'Cause we have a couple of Jamaicans over there, Tevin Shaw, Alex Marshall. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a bit of stuff around the Canadian Premier League as well. I don't like follow a specific team on my channel, at least, like I do Toronto FC. Like I follow Forge in the Canadian Premier League, obviously represent, but as in terms of overall, I do like usually pre-game videos, bunch of big news about the Canadian Premier League, expansion talks, how they're doing in the Canadian Championship against MLS teams, how they're doing in the Concacaf League against teams around the region, kind of a general wider scope view of the Canadian Premier League I go through on my channel.
Yeah. So let me ask you, because a lot of Canadians and even some Jamaicans felt like Canada would have defeated Jamaica. Do you know? I don't know. Do you know the record that Canada has against Jamaica? It's not a very good record. Even when we have had poor teams, whether home or home in Jamaica or away, Canada struggles against Jamaica. Why do you think that happens? And this has been for years. If you look at the record, I think you guys have probably had one win in World Cup qualifying against us, or probably two.
Yeah, I think I remember I was looking at before the game with Ryan. I was looking at the overall rankings or results of Canada versus Jamaica, and since like the early 2000s, it had been for the most part all Jamaica winning most of the matches. And I think it's a bit of a combination of Canada just hasn't been good for a long time. I mean, even when we were good in the late 90s or when we made the 86 World Cup, like we still weren't a great team overall. Like, and I think a lot of the reasoning of why Canada kept losing to Jamaica is just on the grand scheme of CONCACAF, there was no real set plans or plays going forward for Canada. They weren't really in the organized position they were now. As a team, they were more unorganized. As a player, the guys that they were bringing in, the players they were bringing in that they had access to, weren't at the same level as the players that we have now. Just everything about the Canadian system up until a few years ago, from player recruitment to player just scouting to the quality of youth development and everything, just wasn't up to snuff even in the CONCACAF region, and that really contributed to us having a rough run of years and just not being able to compete against teams in CONCACAF that traditionally can compete, like Jamaica.
Okay. Well, one of the things I want to ask as well is this, and Ryan, we have a Leon Bailey who has not played in qualifying so far. Mikel Antonio had like 60 minutes so far, and we have 5 points. Now, we have won a game without our most talented player. All right. So let me ask this: can Canada win without Alphonso Davies in World Cup qualifying?
Well, I think we saw against El Salvador, that was the one game so far that Canada did not have Alphonso Davies because he picked up a knock in the earlier game and was hurt against the U.S. And so El Salvador, we didn't have him, and we still won 3-0 against El Salvador. So we can do well without Alphonso Davies. I think now this is a Canada team that it's not just Alphonso Davies, but still have Jonathan David, Kyle Larin, Atiba Hutchinson, Mark Anthony Kay, all very talented players as well. Alphonso Davies is just the X factor. He's the guy who, when he's there, Canada has a guy who can level us up to play against basically anyone. Without Alphonso Davies, maybe against Mexico or against the United States, we're not having as good of a chance. But anyone else in CONCACAF, I think, without Alphonso Davies, we can contend against.
Okay. So let me ask one, Ryan. I don't know if you have any question you want to ask, but what I want to ask you: Jamaica with their best players. This is with the Easton Pinnock, the Liam Moore, the you hear Damari Gray and Leon Bailey and Mikel Antonio, Kemar Roof. Do you believe that a best Jamaican team playing cohesive against the best Canadian team put together? How do you compare them? How do you match them up?
I think the best Jamaican team versus the best Canadian team would be an absolutely incredible matchup. Like, I think that right there would be like the super tight battle for third place in CONCACAF, no doubt. I honestly, like a Jamaica team firing on all cylinders, you bring in Michael Antonio, you have Leon Bailey playing. I'm not confident that Canada could beat that team. I think it's a team that's very comparable overall in skill to Canada. I think like at that point, if you have a full strength Jamaica, it's on par with a full strength Canada at the very least.
Okay. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm right, if Jamaica can get it, yeah, of course, bro. We have talent all across the pitch. We have very good defender, we have very good goalkeeper, we have very good in midfield, up top, we are very strong winger. We are good, and I think our squad is a better team than squad, better squad than Canada. We have deep squad depth, quality player to pick from. Canada don't have that. We see that in the Jamaica game where they miss some of the key players and they're just not the same. Well, any team miss a lot of key players, they're just not the same. But of course, if Jamaica getting it right, I expect Jamaica to get a result in Canada. But it's going to be difficult, especially against a full house Canadian team. They are very hungry. They are hope for it. They want to go to the World Cup, and I'm really excited to see the second half matchup with Canada and Jamaica because I will be in the stadium for that one.
Okay, I see Ian Campbell. Ian Campbell said, man for man, Jamaica is much stronger than Canada. Then someone is mocking Ryan. Ryan, one person is, I think this is Pagan 180 saying you're a Canadian, no Ryan. That's probably why they say you sound like that. But how disappointing though? How disappointing would this be based on the generation of players that you have in Canada for you to not qualify for this World Cup? In fact, many people believe at least that the only reason why you're in this, that so many rules were changed to facilitate Canada, because originally it was 6 and then the new president of Concacaf came in, the rules were changed and these teams were brought in because he believed that this is the best generation of Canadian to qualify for a World Cup. And then they have 2026 where they are going to be in the World Cup anyways because the 3 CONCACAF nations. So this is like 2 World Cups in a row that you'd have. How you think it would affect your 2026 outlook if you fail to qualify by playing this time around with the talent that you have?
Well, I think that, like, for Canada, this World Cup up until, I guess, like, this window wasn't even seen as a, like it was always a hope, but I don't think until this window we truly started to believe that we could actually qualify for it. I think in terms of, I know the formation, or it's not the formation, the system to qualify for the World Cup was changed for from the 6 teams to the octagonal. There was going to have that whole qualifying round, and then the hexagonal was going to go like in parallel with it, and like if you were in the qualifying round you were going to be in the hexagonal, and like that was a dumb format to not have like all the teams that weren't in the top 6 being able to qualify for the like top round. And you look now, like Panama and Canada are 3rd and 4th in the octagonal, and they both under that system wouldn't have been in the hexagonal. So I think that was a good change, and that's not really a bias towards Canada change. I think every nation that wasn't the top 6 in CONCACAF was, not happy about that. But if the hopes for 2026, if we don't qualify for this World Cup, I think like just the development curve for Canada, like right now, this Jonathan David's 21, Alphonso Davies is 20, all are like star players. Tajon Buchanan is 22. They're not getting to their prime yet. Their prime years are the 2026 World Cup. Like the 2022 World Cup for Canada is like the precursor. This generation of Canadian talent is going to be at their best at the 2026 World Cup. That's the World Cup where if Canada is going to do anything, that's the one that is their best shot at, having their best performance at a World Cup, with where Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David and Tajon Buchanan all will hopefully be in their development and in their growth as players. And then so like as great as an experience qualifying for this World Cup would be, I think if Canada did make this World Cup, they really aren't a team that would be able to do much. It's more of a like, Panama in 2018 of kind of get in and see what happens. I think like in terms of at a World Cup performing and like, challenging to get out of the group stage, that's the 2026 World Cup for Canada. This World Cup is just experience. If they don't qualify this World Cup, I don't think it's a major deal. I think 2026 is the real like prove it World Cup for this generation.
Yeah, and that's probably this is like you said, like almost a preparation for what they want to do in 2026. Seeing that is automatic qualification for them. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, though, Ryan?
Yeah, I must say, if Canada make it to this World Cup, I think they're going to be very dangerous. They will get a lot more money. They will get a lot more sponsor, and when they get a lot more sponsor, you get more young player qualify for this World Cup. What Canada can do is put back all of that money when they qualify for the World Cup in the Canadian Premier League and get better to nurture more good talent to come up for the 2026 World Cup. So if Canada make it to this World Cup, I guarantee you they're going to play in the next two World Cup, in my opinion. I think this World Cup going to set them up very well for the next World Cup and then the next World Cup.
Yeah. So let's just shift back to Jamaica, because I believe that Jamaica also has the opportunity of being in two World Cups in a row, because what will happen from my understanding in 2026 is those three teams as host nation qualify, but that still Concacaf will not have only one space. They will still have the same three spaces made available, because the numbers for the World Cup are going to increase. So if you take out Canada, Mexico, and the USA, that leaves teams like Jamaica, Honduras, Panama, Costa Rica, right, with an opportunity to qualify. And so I think this push for Jamaica is so important, because it sets the stage for us, like you just said, Toronto sports guy, that if we can qualify for this, it gives us the opportunity to bring some younger players along that can set the stage for what we can accomplish in 2026 when a Leon Bailey is older, a Tyreek McGee is older, a Jamal Lowe is older, because some of these guys are 20, 22, 23, which means that they will, you can almost be hoping that the team in 2026, once they qualify, would be looking to come out of the zone and move on further into the World Cup, and not just going there to participate, especially because it is in CONCACAF. You will have a lot more support, whether the games, especially the games are in the United States or in Canada. Imagine Jamaica playing against England somewhere in Florida in the first stage. You understand me? Just imagine what that would be like, great stuff to look at, but we don't want to go too far. We want to come back. Let me ask you, Toronto guy, do you believe, based on what you have seen of the team so far, do you believe that there's a realistic chance that Jamaica can qualify for this World Cup?
For this World Cup for Jamaica, it's going to take a lot in the next few international breaks. I think they, have come up the last two. They drew Canada and beat Honduras, so they're turning it around. And if they can build the momentum off of those last two games, I think they definitely have a shot at the intercontinental playoff. I don't think, from what I've seen from them so far, that an automatic qualification spot, a top 3 spot, is possible or really an option. But I think that they definitely could challenge for that 4th place intercontinental spot. And then when you get into an intercontinental playoff, anything can happen.
Okay, what say you, Ryan? Toronto TV guy, sports guy, is saying that best finish for Jamaica is 4th place. That means he's saying that Canada is going to be 3rd place, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. That's really what he's saying, people. He's saying that Canada is going to get that 3rd place. USA and Mexico are up there. Canada is next. And then if Jamaica stand any chance, he's saying that we may barely scrape into fourth place. What say you, Ryan?
Well, you have all right to say what you have to say. Right now, it's field time to shine. They are in a lot of confidence. They have a lot of points on board. They're playing good. I think they're playing the best out of the next seven team. So we have to give them credit, and I think they're going the right way. And if me in that same position right now with my team playing the best football, why not be happy? I definitely will be happy. So I can't grudge him. I have to just say, bro, well done. I want to see Canada qualify for the World Cup because really and truly, bro, I want to see Canada and Jamaica qualify for the World Cup. I would love to see whether it's going to be the United States or Mexico miss out. One of them have to miss out, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if Jamaica gets the Leon Bailey and the Mikel Antonio and everyone firing on all cylinders, I believe we're going to come third. That's what I believe. I believe with our best players being properly coached and playing together, I don't see us finishing fourth. I see us going on a run that could take us into third place. Of course, that is conditional on, again, the best players being available and the team playing more cohesive and playing to their full potential. I think if Michael Antonio and the Leon Baileys and the rest of the team, the guys who are here, the Anthony Grant who is in the team, the Ravel Morris when he comes in or when he comes on, and the other players, the Kemar Taxi Lawrence, if these guys, Andre Blake has an excellent time, if these guys are playing um, at, at their full potential, the coach manages to galvanize the team to come together as a cohesive unit, the administration get their act in order, then I could see us, because of the strength of the available players, I could see us coming third. That's just how I think. I think Canada would be hard pressed, I believe. I think Canada would be hard pressed to even beat us in Canada. And I mean, I've seen that in World Cup cycles that even when we have not been at our best, we will go there and get a tie, a draw. Um, and I think we have the best run. I think we have the best run in the second stage because we have 5 home games. I mean, most of our games we have played them on the road, and if we can get those players together, I think we stand a very good chance of probably finishing in third place. That's what I think. But that is again good administration, the coach getting the team to be cohesive, and we in every single game having all our best players available.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Honestly, if Jamaica gets Michael Antonio, if they get Leon Bailey, if they get everyone in there, they should be top 3, top 4 in Concacaf 100%. And like you were saying, you guys had all your first games. You had 5 of your first games on the road, or 5 of your last games are at home. We are the complete opposite. We start off very home loaded, and then our second half is a lot of games on the road. So if Jamaica starts firing on all cylinders, gets their players in, and has a nice home stand to close out the qualifiers, and Canada has the opposite. Canada falls off on the road and doesn't perform as well on the road, there could be a switch there. And that's something that, from a Canada perspective, I'm kind of scared of the second half when we're having to pick up our points on the road to hold our place. But Jamaica 100% has a shot still to come back and get into that third spot.
Yeah. Like I watched the game today with Brentford versus Chelsea, and I saw Ethan Pinnock, a centre back that plays for us, playing on the left side, and I mean, Lukaku couldn't get a break. When Timo Werner was there, he couldn't get a break. And so I think we have the quality players that if we get them going, they just couldn't get a break against this guy. He defended so well. And so if we can find a way to integrate him into the national team to kind of play at that level, I think we stand a very good chance. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think as one of the commenter them, one of the viewers say down in the team, Jamaica better players than Canada, better player than Canada, but we don't have a team, and that's the thing. We have to try to correct it. They trying their best to correct it. I see that in the last game that Unity together against Honduras, and I hope we can keep it up. But if we can play as a team and stuff, I strongly believe that we can come back in the race because when you look at our team management, we have quality player. We just need to have that bond and that unity and just take it forward in the next two game next month.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is it. I think when you look at the Canadians, you see an organized team. Everything is all planned out from the administrative perspective. Canada got back to Jamaica for the game against Jamaica before Jamaica got back into Jamaica. That's, like it's kind of funny. It is your game, home game, and the away team got home 7 hours before you. Like that kind of we have to administrate. That's what I'm saying, that we have to administrate the whole thing better, from beginning to end, because football is not just played on the field. And Ryan and Toronto sports guy, it also played in the boardroom, how you organize, how you systematically put things in place. I think also, if we don't have the benefit of having fans in our stadium, that is going to affect us, because all the other teams playing, they have that advantage. Whether we believe it or not, that's a crucial thing. I'm very sure that when the Canadian fans are there, when the team is down, they're there shouting when they're not playing well. I mean, you guys went down to a 5th minute goal.
Yeah. Yeah, they went down against Panama. Like that was the thing, is that if you watched that game against Panama, the fan atmosphere in that stadium was absolutely incredible. Like it was the first full capacity game at that stadium since like March of 2020, and it was just like I've never seen anything like that for a Canadian national team game. Just the level of fan engagement, the level of just support behind this team, and that definitely makes a huge thing. Because if Jamaica had that against Canada in the game when they drew at home, Jamaica wins that game, no question.
Yeah. You agree, Ryan? You agree with that?
Bro, I was doing the watch along and watching that Canadian game, man. I just fall in love with this Canadian team, bro. They fight, they play with a lot of pressure, and the fans get behind them. And that unity, that bond we talking about earlier on, is very important. And when you look at the coach on the sideline, you were team rub off the coach, the coach rub off and the team, how they express themselves. You know, things not going feeling up in the referee or the assistant referee on the sideline. That's what I want to see from Coach Theodore Whitmore a little bit more active on the sideline. You know what I mean? So I think Canada were good, especially that last goal that Anthony Davis had, the third goal that bring the game to 3-1. That was that one of the best goal I ever see, bro.
That second goal, that was the second goal, but I think like people are saying that goal changed Canadian soccer forever. Like, and I think it's true. Is that goal literally changed the entire trajectory of the sport in this country? For that to happen in a World Cup qualifier in front of that crowd, just like even now, like I'm watching Hockey Night in Canada, the Toronto Maple Leafs play, and they're talking about Alphonso Davies, or they're mentioning Alphonso Davies on Hockey Night in Canada, nationally broadcast across the country. Like that's never happened before, for them to be talking about the soccer team, the national soccer team, during the national hockey broadcast across the country. That's just absolutely incredible. That's where we're at in Canada, and it's never happened before.
Yeah, and because soccer is not your main, or it's not your main sport, it is hockey that is really the main sport in Canada.
Yeah.
But go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, in terms of following, like it's always been, hockey's always far and away number one. Like all the hockey teams are huge, and then even like the basketball, the Toronto Raptors, the Toronto Blue Jays, and baseball are bigger than any soccer team throughout the country. So soccer, in terms of like people who watch, the Canadian teams, it's third or fourth behind even possibly, the Canadian Football League at some points, which is American football.
Yeah. But I think one of the advantages of this window, I don't know if it will work for the other clubs, but I know it will work for Jamaica, is that the next window is only 2 games. The next window consists of, I think that's the November window. It consists of 2 games, and I think this works in Jamaica's favor. What it means is that one, the clubs can't say the players can't play for the 2 games. All right, the whole quarantine situation has been resolved. So it gives the federation greater leverage to call on the players. All right, it is because the next game is the 12th of November. You almost have like 3 weeks, and so I think it is interesting to see what Jamaica will do, right? Because I think the this window, this next window needs to be maximized, especially by a Jamaican team, because it is less. We have less. Uh, yeah, we have two games, less games than normal,
Yeah.
so less rotation is needed, and you can use the same group of players and let them, like Jamalo couldn't play. You don't want to have those stuff. Mikel Antonio couldn't come. Like, all of this is resolved because now you only have um 2 games in the window. What both of you have to say about that? With you first, Ryan. And hold on, Toronto Pagan 180 is asking what's your name?
Yeah, YouTube channel is Toronto Sports Guy is my YouTube, and well, real name is Stavros on Twitter. I'm at Stavros_Greer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead first, Ryan, and then
Yeah,
Toronto Sports Guy.
I think this 2 game, I think, as you said, club don't have any more excuse. I believe that's going to be good. But what worried me about the Jamaica national team, it always Jamaica need 3 games before they get into, like, the third game before they start to get into the rhythm. I don't know for some reason why. While Canada need 1, the United States, the Mexico need 1 or 2, but we always need like our third game. We see that against Honduras, and let's hope we can get something from the game against El Salvador and the United States. That's where we'll start our campaign. Peak.
Yeah. What you have to say about that, Toronto Sports Guy? Two games in the next window.
Well, I think for Canada, that's just, we got lucked out so that both of those 2 games are at home. So for us, like, it's just very convenient that our players, fly into Edmonton from their club teams, and then they just stay there for the whole time, because it's not 3 games, so you don't, play at home, then leave, then come back, or play, because you don't play all 3 on the road ever, I don't think. So the fact that 2 games and they're both at home, it just makes it very comfortable for our players. You don't have to, play 3 games within the span of a week, and then you're in the same city the whole time. There's no moving around between 3 or cities like we did last international break. It's just show up, you're in Edmonton, you stay in Edmonton for the whole time, you play 2 games. Easy peasy. Nice. You get your opportunity to rest. No long flights in between the games. For Canada, it works out absolutely perfectly, the 2-game window.
Well, that's a good point. The fact that you have 2 home games in 1 window, because with Jamaica, we gonna have to either fly straight to El Salvador, fly back to Jamaica. So you play on the 12th. You take 1 day. That's the 13th. Well, you play on the 12th. The next game is the 16th. So you fly back on the 13th. You probably have a session on the 14th and a light one on the 15th for the next game, which is, it would be better to have played both games at home. That will probably work for your advantage.
Set up for them, bro.
Yeah.
Set up for them. Why? Set up for them. Tell me something. Who you playing the next 2 games?
We're playing Costa Rica on the 12th and then Mexico on the 16th. So that's a big one at home.
Point that, man. I believe you guys going to beat them 2 teams at home.
I think, well, that's kind of why they're playing it in Edmonton. I don't know if you've ever been to Edmonton in November, but it gets cold, so they're trying to throw these teams up into weather that they haven't experienced. Then Commonwealth Stadium, which is the stadium in Edmonton, is the biggest one in Canada, can hold over 50,000 people. So they're trying to make things as uncomfortable as possible for the Mexican team and their road game to Canada. So if we are going to get anything, if we're going to try have an opportunity to beat Mexico, this is probably the best case scenario for that.
You hear that, right? So the Canadians are playing the game in Edmonton because it's extremely cold, because they want to use that as an advantage. So I don't want anyone to complain when we prepare the surface in Jamaica to our advantage. right, Ryan?
Of course, man, you have to do things, man. So these team in Concacaf, they do anything to win, bro. And we don't have that. We don't have that, bro.
Yeah. So well, looking forward to that. Listen, but ideally for me, I'd want Mexico. I'd want the Costa Rica game to be drawn because that brings us closer to both teams. And really, I'd prefer Mexico to win because I have to want one team to just win out, right?
Yeah.
Except beating Jamaica, and that would be Mexico. That way, every team, because Canada has not lost a game yet. In so far, Mexico and Canada are the only two undefeated teams, and so it would be nice for Canada to probably taste defeat in the next window because that will help Jamaica. Yep.
Yeah, well, we're getting to get a little stressed out because we close out with a lot of games on the road. So I feel like if there's losses coming, they're all gonna be very backloaded. So we're trying to get with the home games, as many points as possible for the inevitable drop off when we keep playing a bunch of games on the road.
I bet you they're gonna play the Jamaican game in Winnipeg, so that no Jamaican can get you. What do you think, Ryan?
Boy, they're trying to do everything to win, man. I hope they play it in I think they will play it. They will play it in the same stadium. What's the stadium name?
BMO Field in Toronto.
They're not playing it in Toronto. Too many Jamaicans would attend.
Yeah. Where they playing the Mexico game?
The Mexico game they're playing at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton.
Where is that? How far from Toronto?
Like far, talking in Alberta, 2 time zones. It's like 4-hour flight from Toronto.
Yeah, they're going to try their best to keep it away from. I hope because I really want to go to that game, man. I really want to go to the game. So I hope they don't bring it too far and stuff.
And rumor is that the game against the United States in January is going to be in Vancouver. So that would leave, if they were trying to allocate them across Canada properly, or have it so that they have at least one game in every major province, then you'd assume that the March game against Jamaica would be in Montreal.
When nobody go Montreal to watch game, man.
That's the thing, though, is no one goes to watch the games in Montreal. So then in that case, they might put it back in Toronto. But we'll have to see. No one really knows where they end up playing these games.
Okay. Yeah, that's some good insight. That's some good insight from the Canadian side. So we really appreciate it. And Manning's man, you stay with him now?
I'm muted. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know if there's anything else you want to share with us before you run. As we're coming to the end of the podcast, please listen. If you're watching, if you're listening, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. That's very, very important. This is a new thing that we're doing. We want to do more of it. But if you don't like the button, we're not going to know that you like it. Why would we do it again if you're not hitting the like button? You have to hit the like button so we can know that you are. If you have not yet subscribed to Ryan LFC, you better do that now, right? Listen, just smash the subscribe button, right? And if it breaks, don't worry about it. We'll send you a check so you can replace it, all right? And same thing, go over to Toronto Sports Guy. Check out his channel. Yeah, you heard him speak, that he's very versed in Canadian soccer and what is happening with national teams. So listen to him. If you're out there in Canada, listen to what he has to say. And then you know that I am management from I Am Sure Sports. So Toronto guy, what else do you want to share before you go?
I was just gonna, you beat me to it. I was gonna say, come subscribe to me if you want to hear more about Canada. But no, I just want to say it's been a pleasure to be on the show with you guys. Always fun to talk about Canada and a little bit about the Jamaican team as well. Ryan keeping me on is teaching me a lot more about what's going on down with the Jamaican team. Always fun to get a perspective from somewhere else with what's going on in Concacaf, especially in the octagonal, if it's so hard fought. But yeah, it's been a great time. Thank you guys for having me on.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks. See you around.
Yeah. Yes. Big up, man. Big up to all who people. We don't have a lot of time. We're going to close off in a few. So waiting on management here. But people, let me know what you guys think about the podcast. We're going to have a lot more great stuff come. So let me know how you feel about the podcast. If you guys like it, if you guys think we should do it more, we want to hear your feedback. What do you guys think about the graphic? What do you guys think about everything we are doing? Because we're going to get some more people on, probably in the future, some analysts and coach and all of them stuff there. So we want to bring something different on the YouTube and stuff. So we don't want to be seems like we're beating, but we want to make sure that we're doing our job and we're doing it good. So people, make sure you smash the like button. Anything you guys have, don't forget to drop that like button, man. Don't forget. So people say they're loving it. So simply mean we have to keep doing it. So most definitely. So people, we love nothing but love and respect. So appreciate it, man. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah.
you know the thing goes. So yes, man, you are the host, So how many more minutes we have, bro? You mute.
There you go. Sorry about that, people. We want to keep this 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And so this is 1 hour and 42 minutes. So we start on time, we end on time. All right. So and people, here's what we want you to do, right? We want you to really we want you to really tell us some of the stuff that you want us to discuss as it relates to national teams, football program, and the World Cup campaign. Please just do that. Just in the comment section, if you can just type that in. If you're rewatching the video, you do that. We will look at those comments and we will find some interesting topics and we will discuss them. We'll do research. We'll get other persons who will come in and who are expert in the field and share as well. But it was such a joy, Ryan, being here doing this first one. It is the first one. It feels good. It looks good. I'm loving it. I love the discussion. I love all the comments that I saw. Just so many persons tuning in, listening. We really, really, really are grateful for this. The first time. Great job. What are your thoughts on the first episode? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, bro, it was good. It was good, and we know it's going to get better and better. We're going to bring on a few more guests and stuff, but this podcast is more about me and management getting to the team with the national team and players too. Sometimes we're going to talk about player. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, people, there you go. Again, thanks to every single one of you. I mean, if we were Manscaped, Ryan, how can you forget Manscaped?
Yeah. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys check out Manscaped. But let's play it and just play it out for the intro. So we have to say it before you leave.
Yeah, so the outro is going to be Manscaped. Listen, people, if you don't have Manscaped, you're gonna have to escape out of the chat. So make sure you get your Manscaped. You understand me?
Most
so,
definitely.
so drop it, Ryan.
Footy is back and our friends at Manscaped.com have got a masterclass to get you ready for the new season. Manscaped have just released a Performance Package 4.0, which is a revolutionary product for men's grooming. 4.0. It comes with Ball Reviver. Let's get all of that revived. Ball Toner. You've got to get that toner on your balls. Most of all, the Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is incredible. It comes with a light. You can hear that buzz. Listen to that buzz. Can you hear it? It just goes, slides through that ball hair, or your ass hair, or your body hair. You can see right here. Just look at that. Just look at that cut. Oh, brilliant. It's also got skin safe technology, so you won't have to go to the hospital or somewhere because you've cut your balls. This thing is extraordinary. Also comes with Manscaped boxes. Find the 2 million men worldwide who use Manscaped and use the code Ryan LFC. I repeat, the code Ryan LFC to get 20% off and free shipping worldwide. Again, thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this video, and your balls will definitely thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Make sure you guys check out Manscaped. So big up to every single one of you guys. So 20% off free shipping across the world. So big up, man. So peace out, guys.